Today's small project is a very tall jug, 870 grams of clay. I say very tall, 25 centimetres tall. Quite slow. It's not a shape that I've done a ton of yet, so I'm still kind of finding my way. So being very careful about the centering, so that I make sure any twists or unevennesses in the clay are ironed out before I start trying to actually make it. So one more for luck. Opening out. Going across that base 2 or 3 times. Because I'm anxious to make sure I have enough clay to get the height, I'm just going to check the thickness of my base. A bit minimal. So that's definitely enough. So, as usual, bring it in first, and I'm going to concentrate on getting the kind of top half of the pot. I'm not going to try and raise too much of it at once, because I risk having too much weight higher up that then as I'm thinning out the lower part of it, it can't support itself. So not trying to rush it, and trying to keep it as regular as possible, so that when I do lift from the bottom, the top stays regular and doesn't wobble about. Right, I'm exerting more pressure at the bottom now. Blimey, and that's amazingly not too bad. So now a bit more water. I've got quite a lot of water inside, so with this very sophisticated sponge on a stick, I'm going to mop that out. And now I've pretty much got the height. It's a question of evening up the profile. I have still got thickness down here, so I'm going to try and bring it up a bit more, and it'll get a bit wider at this point as well. So probably the ultimate height isn't going to get taller. The overall pot is just going to get a bit wider, and hopefully the walls even. So I reckon I'm not far off now. It's probably a bit narrow at the bottom, so I'm just going to concentrate on regularising the profile now. So I think at this point I'm probably going to mop out once more. Oops, amazing. It's not very good. Quite difficult to see. Such a narrow cylinder. There we go, that's better. I'm also going to trim off at this point some excess at the bottom, because these are not easy pieces to turn, being very tall. A bit more water on the outside, because now I'm going to use the rib and try and get that outside profile smooth. There's a little slurry coming off here, as you can see. Okay, I think I'm pretty nearly there. And one last go with the sponge this time, trying not to muck my rim up. I think that's okay. Little undercut. Sponging it off. Cutting it through carefully. And there we go.